All right, let's get into it. We're gonna do Halo Combat Evolved uh, thoughts and comments. If you haven't seen one of these before, uh, don't expect well thought out or well edited. I beat the game a few days ago with a friend, and I just wrote down a little bit what I think was good, what was bad, and I'm just gonna run around the game and talk about my thoughts, and then I'll give a rating at the end. So yeah, if you want something very well done, very well edited, just I'm sorry, this isn't gonna be it, but it should be a short, sweet, and simple thoughts and comments. Let me skip this. Why? Okay. All right. So right off the bat, I did really enjoy this game. Me and Scrimmy, we played it on Legendary. We didn't do like all skulls on because those people are insane, but we got the experience out of it. Oh my god, we definitely got the experience out of it. Oh, let me turn down the gain a little bit. Oh, fuck. Yeah, there you go. All right. So first off, I really like I like the characters and the dynamics that they have. Like you obviously got Master Chief and Cortana. Like Cortana's always just giving him shit. She's just the lady inside his head. And then you got like Master Chief and like Keys, where they have like kind of like this mutual respect going on, and you have to go save Keys a couple times. You got Sergeant Johnson. Everybody loves Sergeant Johnson. He was, if you ask like the original creators, Sergeant Johnson was supposed to die at the end of where did that pistol go? Okay, whatever. Johnson was supposed to die at the end of this campaign, but literally people loved him so much that they were just like, he's here. What are you talking about? What do you mean he's dead? You're crazy. But no. And then you got like you got Guilty Spark and Foehammer. Yeah, obviously Foehammer. You don't really ever get to see Foehammer, but she's always there in the background providing support for the Chief and Cortana. And then obviously she has her happy ending. She makes it all the way. We all love that for her. But oh shoot. Man, this game would have been a lot easier on normal apparently. But no, I like all the characters. I like their interactions with each other cuz you just get a good variety of it. And then obviously there's Guilty Spark. Like he shows up. He's just like this loopy robot, and he's like, la da 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 da. All right, we need to nuke the universe now. This way. But so I'd say, yeah, solid characters. I really like the story. Oh, there are people behind me. I remember you. I remember that I do really like the story because, like, you're just in the books. They explain that you're running away from a like Covenant onslaught, and then like you guys run into this massive like just ring in the just floating in space. And you're like, what the hell is that? Well, we need somewhere to land anyway because we're badly damaged. So let's go for it. So you guys land on the ring, and you find out the Covenant is also there, and then you find out the Covenant is trying to get to like the control room to control whatever this giant thing is. And then once you start doing that, you eventually run into the Flood, and then you run into Guilty Spark. And Guilty Spark's all right. The only way to deal with the Flood is to activate the ring. I'm sorry. Activate the ring, which is what this installation was made for. It was made to contain the Flood, study the Flood, and if needed, destroy the Flood. But then, you're about to activate it, but then Cortana shows up and she's like, what are you doing, moron? And you're like, I'm about to activate the ring. And she's like, oh yeah? And what's that gonna do, dum-dum? And then he's like, kill the Flood. And she's like, tell him, Guilty Spark. And he's like, well, the only way to kill the Flood is to cut off their food source and starve them to death, which means we're gonna kill all like sizable life in the universe. Well, within 25,000 light years. And you're like, huh? I don't want to do that, but Guilty Spark can't activate the ring, the halo, whatever you want to call it. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on with my voice. But he's like, I can't activate it. I need a, like, I don't even know, an organic life form to activate it for me. I don't know why they would add that, because, like, what's the point of Guilty Spark if you need a person to do it? But whatever, you know, a plot's got a plot. There's probably a good reason for it, I just don't know. But, yeah, so Guilty Spark's like, alright, pal, fuck you. So you're fighting Guilty Spark, and then you, like, earlier we saved Keys, but then Keys gets captured now by the Flood, and the Flood are a hive mind. So if they assimilate Keys into the hive mind, then they will have all the information about the Pillar of Autumn, and then they could use the Pillar of Autumn to get off of the Halo and then spread throughout the universe, and obviously that's a no-no. So then we have to go save him, and then we have to go blow up the ship. Where are you going, Guilty Spark? Come on. Then we gotta go blow up the Pillar of Autumn. So I do like it. It flows very nicely, introducing the first portal of 10. Introducing like, you know, the obstacles in a good I'll go this way. They're like well staggered throughout, because first it's like, what is the Halo? Then we gotta stop the Covenant. And then it's what the hell is the Flood? Okay, we gotta we gotta stop the Flood by using the Halo, and then it's like, okay, we gotta fight Guilty Spark, and then we gotta save Keys, and then we gotta blow up the Pillar of Autumn and find our own way out of here. So it does flow pretty nicely, considering there's only like 10 missions. Boom, boom, yeah. Let's see, next. Okay. One thing that was so good in this game is how the Flood are like introduced. Cause like there's Captain Keys has like the strike team. It's like him and a bunch of Marines exploring. And then like you hear their radio messages, and all of a sudden they just like get cut off, and you're like, what the hell happened to them? And you're like slowly following them. And then you run into a few groups of Covenant, and the Covenant aren't trying to attack you. They're trying to run away from something that is chasing them. And you're like, what the hell is scaring the Covenant away? Oh my god, I might actually die here. Wow, I'm trash. Alright, but you're like, what is scaring the Covenant so bad? So that like gets implanted in you. and then obviously you find Jenkins' helmet. And in the books, obviously Jenkins is a like bigger supporting character, because they use him for a lot of storytelling. But no, yeah, it's just it's like this slow, scary buildup of what is scaring the Covenant, what attacked Keys, because you like hear like their radio messages. Dude, what the hell? My voice. All right. Yeah, you like hear these radio messages of Keys and his men like freaking out, and then you run into that one Marine, and he's like, "Get away from me, man! I'm not gonna be one of those things. You're not changing me." So, and then you finally run into the Flood, and it's just waves upon waves of these, like these guys, these basic spore cells, and then you see that they crawl into dead bodies, and they turn them into these things. Yeah, you Guilty Spark's even talking about it now. You can see how the body's been transformed. But, dude, yeah, literally, just the introduction of the Flood is so good. It's so well done. Because, like, it sets this thing up as a terrifying force, and it definitely is. Because there's just so many of them, and if you weren't the chief, you're just screwed. Let's see. This is one thing Scrimmy said he liked. He said, like, the co-op is super fun, even with some of the levels on Legendary being like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours in some cases. But I feel like we did get pretty lucky, and we cruised through it very briskly. Because there are definitely some missions where you could be in there for 2 hours easy. if you just don't get luck. I feel like us having Grunt birthday party or Grunt funeral helped a lot more than we would assume it would have. Because, you know, whenever they spawn like a strong elite, he's leading like a task force of grunts, and you can just domino effect the grunts. So it made some of the kills easier. It made some of the hallways a lot more dangerous, but it definitely made some fights much easier. Another thing, the last thing I have written down that I liked is the voice lines of the enemies. Like for obviously it's mainly the grunts, because the grunts have like such hilarious lines because they can speak English. But like if you stick them with a grenade, you'll be like, "Get it off me! Get it off me!" And then it'll just be like, "Die, heretic!" And then yeah, this, I don't know if it was meant to be funny, but one that's always funny is elites going, "Wart, wart, 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 wart." I love that. So yeah, solid voice lines, great characters, good story progression and flow, and a very cool introduction of a new enemy. Well, I guess, you know, this was the first game, so it wasn't really a new enemy, but a new enemy to the characters in the story. Let's see. All right, so now I'm going to talk about the things that I didn't really care for. Well, I have it written down as bad, but it doesn't mean like it's like a terrible thing if it's in here. So I think the weapon balance is pretty rough, because the pistol is, I just one shot. The pistol is insanely overpowered. And then like if you've played Halo 1, you know what I'm talking about. The pistol is crazy good. And then you got like the AR. The only reason anyone picks up the AR is to deal with these groups of flood, because it's so inaccurate. You're not going to kill anything unless you're barrel stuffing. Can I? Yeah, let me pick one up. Let me go find some flood. But you are not going to kill anything with this like area of spray. Alright, let's go. Yeah, dude. It took most of a mag. Point blank. Let me get him from over here. Dude. This gun is... Oh, perfect. A Needler guy. I'm going to skip some of the guns to talk about the Needler. I hate the Needler in this game, because the Needler can do like full 90-degree turns, and not only that, but if you don't have any shield, the Needler explodes on contact, and you have like so little health, you're just doomed if the Needler sticks you. So I think the Needler is pretty overpowered. Like you could have, I don't mind like some tracking, but when it's literally doing like full 90-degree turns to explode on you, it's like, all right, come on, that's a little much. But okay, back to the guns. Like, dude, the assault rifle is only good for the spores. The pistol is overpowered beyond belief. There's like 2 or 3 levels where you can actually find a sniper, and it's so useless. It's so bad. I found a sniper, and I literally put 6 shots. They weren't headshots, but I put like 6 body shots into an elite, and I don't even think it broke his shield. Like, he was just like, am I getting hit? Like, what's going on? And then grenades. Grenades, I know grenades are a big boom, but grenades are like a room clear in this game. Like, if you had like a 15 by 15 room and somebody drops 1 grenade, everything in that room is going to die. Like, maybe it was intentional for them to be that crazy, you could say that, but then why are they so toned down in the future games? Like, dude, if you've played Halo games, you know they had to hard nerf the pistol and grenades. Look at that. Look at that. 1 grenade. All of them. Everything. I guess those guys were pretty close together, but still. Literally like 10 enemies and a bunch of flood spawns. So I think the weapon balance is very wonky. Yeah, then the Needler is crazy overpowered. Let's see, Scrimmy said, am I? Okay, yeah. Oh, that's cool. Scrimmy said that the game definitely aged when you compare it to later games, but honestly, it kind of makes you appreciate it a little more because, like, if the first one wasn't that like rough, then the later ones wouldn't feel as refined. I know it's kind of a weird way to put it, but yeah, he said it's definitely aged because if you like the old graphic, oh look at the shotgun. Shotgun's so cool in new graphics. Yeah, so that's Scrimmy's input. Let's see. Another complaint I have is sometimes you won't get a checkpoint for like 20 minutes, and then sometimes you'll get a checkpoint every like 5 inches. You'll just be like, I could have gotten off the elevator, checkpoint. Walked around this corner, checkpoint. Walked around that corner, checkpoint. Like, I don't know. Sometimes the game is just not interested in giving you checkpoints. See, I did literally just get what I said. But sometimes you get all the checkpoints. Sometimes you get literally no checkpoints. And then you die and you're back like 15, 20 minutes. It's like, come on, man. I feel like they should have set checkpoint points. Checkpoints. But whatever. So, yeah, I mean, you could go through the game without experiencing that, but sometimes it is kind of, we got another checkpoint, see? Sometimes it is like, come on, man. You could have given me this like 5 minutes ago and I could have lived through this encounter, but you didn't want to, so now I gotta suck it up and die. Give me that needler. Oh. I feel like the Covenant weapons are also very good. I feel like the Covenant weapons are honestly much more balanced compared to the human weapons. The human weapons are either you're never going to use this once or you want this on every single mission. But the Covenant weapons, like, you can pick up a plasma pistol, a plasma rifle, a needler. You can pick up any of those at almost any point and you'll be fine. You will be happy with what you're getting out of it. Look at this needler. 90 degree. It's not like a sharp 90, but it's still a full 90 degree turn, even with like the tracking before the corner. So like you can see what I'm talking about. Let's see. This one is just me being salty, but I wrote down that one room where there's 8 to 10 invisible sword elites. I think it's in the first 4 missions, but you get onto the Covenant ship and it's like, all right, 2 sword elites, 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 and they're invisible and they have energy swords. So if they do hit you, you'll get 1 shot. I assume on lower difficulties it might be a 2 shot, but yeah, on legendary they just walk up to you, you're dead. You could barely even see him because it's so dark in old graphics. But hey, man, that's the way the game was made. So yeah, that one's a little bit of a skill issue complaint, but that one room. And then, all right, so I looked this up. I was wondering if there was an actual reason for this, but apparently I'm just in the wrong, and this is a hot take. But I said I wish that there was sprinting in this game because, like, look at how big this room is. This room times like 200 is this level, and it's like, I thought it was originally gonna be like, oh, there was technological, like, what are they called? Like they just didn't have the technology to like make it work. I thought that's what it was gonna be, but no, the game was just made with no sprint in mind. Oh, rocket launcher elite or rocket launcher flood. Yeah, the game was just made with no sprinting in mind, and when I looked it up, I was like, why not? I found somebody online complaining about it, and literally everyone was just roasting this guy. They were like, what are you talking about? Halo isn't about sprinting. It was never made to have sprinting. It was blah, 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 blah. And I was like, what? I feel like the natural urge would be to want to sprint because of how slow you go. So I personally think sprint would have been nice, especially with how big and how long these levels are. But I guess I'm on the outside for that take. So, you can be on either side. I think sprint would have been very nice to have. Oh, I love this flood rain rate. Oh, there was only, how'd you guys all get past me? But yeah, that's That's all I had really written down. So, Scrimmy and I both agreed that this game is like a solid 8 out of 10. Obviously, like it's a little aged. Some of the gun balance could be a lot better. Some of the missions could be a little shorter, fine tuned. But like yeah, 8 out of 10. But for all my complaints, they're pretty minor things, and you got to think like we were playing co-op and on legendary, which for most people would be the base like playing way. Like why would you play on anything besides legendary co-op? It's Halo. But no, like so some of our complaints might only be for that, but I mean, you got to think it's also the first game in the series. So like if you, the future games wouldn't be the way they are if this game wasn't the way it is. So like nothing I've complained about has been like too major like game ruining. Like obviously it could be a little better, a little more fun, but you're still going to have a great time playing the game, old graphics or new graphics. I personally like the old graphics because it gives it like a darker, scarier feel. But then the new graphics make it look very technological and advanced, which is also what they were going for. So you can play it on either. You can have your own thoughts, but that's what I think about Halo Combat Evolved. Like I said, me and Scrimmy, it was a legendary co-op with only Grunt Funeral and Grunt Birthday on. So like we obviously didn't have the perfect playthrough, but it was very fun. Like I said, I just wish there was like some minor changes, but even without them, still a great game, still a great experience. I would recommend playing Combat Evolved with a friend. I don't know if I would play it. I don't know if I would play this game solo, besides for like the YouTube channel to get the Halo series in, but very fun co-op experience. So whatever, that's gonna do it for this thoughts and review. 8 out of 10, like I said. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you have a good one. And I hope I will see you in the next series for co-op. I'm starting Halo 2 with Scrimmy again. And then the next solo series, I'm about to start Assassin's Creed. I just got my copy of Assassin's Creed. I couldn't find my old copy. I got my new copy of Assassin's Creed 1, and I'm going to be starting that probably later today. But yeah. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next one.